Hey there, friends. It's Meghann Andrew, and today I'm working with the Party Time collection from Close to My Heart to create a layout for you that's coming in the spring 2021 issue of Scrapbook and Cards today. SCT is celebrating a birthday in the spring, and so this section of the issue is all about birthdays, and I chose to record a pandemic birthday. We all had one last year, and I thought it would be something interesting to put in my album so that we remembered how we celebrated because it was very different. I've decided to use this awesome stitched star die from LE Studio. This is part of the My Star die set. It coordinates with the My Star stamp set as well. But I'm using all of these gorgeous pattern papers in the Party Time collection to cut stitched stars for my layout. And my idea here is to use that beautiful bright pink that's also a close to my heart cardstock and all of these fun patterns to create a grid for my layout. So I'm just going to continue cutting out all of these stars until I have enough stars to create my grid. The die cut machine I'm using here is the We Are Memory Keepers Revolution machine, which I just love. It has a magnetic mat, which I find so simple to use. I never have to use washi tape anymore, and it's just really easy to create my die cuts. I just love it. I've also decided to put some solid cardstock in my grid as well, just to break up some of that pattern. And I love that Close to My Heart always offers the coordinating colors of cardstock available with all of their collections, so you never have to guess at what colors you should match up to the pattern paper. Okay, here's where the fun part comes in. Now I get to create my grid of stars, and the stars are a perfect option for a birthday themed layout, so I'm really excited about this. One of the patterns I chose is actually gold foil, and I will make sure to link up to that here in the video notes so you know exactly what products I'm using here. Now it looks like I need one more star here. I just want to make sure that I have my patterns in place so I can kind of see what pattern I want to use, and I'm going to go with that gold design because it has that sparkly shiny gold on it. Okay, just so I can get everything else in place, what I'm doing here is I'm using a temporary adhesive from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. I love to use temporary adhesive for when I just need to keep things in place before I commit to adhering everything down with permanent adhesive. So a great tip is to try out temporary adhesive if you're kind of on the fence about whether you should go ahead and glue everything down. I've also added a border strip to the bottom of that layout just to add a little bit of pattern and visual weight to the bottom of the page. So I have four photos about my birthday, one of myself, one of my favorite birthday meal, which is ramen, one of my birthday cupcake, which was pistachio, and what we watched that night just for my birthday, which was on Disney Plus. But I'm thinking that I'm going to cut the Disney Plus photo just because it is so overtly blue and it's really drawing your eye to the right, and I don't like that. So one thing I really love to use are strips of pattern paper. So at the bottom of these strips of pattern paper from Close to My Heart are these fun designs, and I am using them there below my photo to create kind of a shelf underneath the photo of myself to ground all of those photos together. I'm also grouping those photos because I have so much visual weight on the left side with all of my stars and all of that pattern. I am putting all of my photos on the right, and I'm just trying here to add that Disney Imagineering image to the right side of the page, but I think I'm going to have to use that in a pocket page spread about my birthday. So the next step here is to come up with my title, and I really love the celebrate word from the Party Time sticker sheet, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to incorporate this because there's so much happening on my layout, and then I have this sticker that's really getting lost in all of the mix. So what I like to do here is to add some solid paper behind it to kind of help that to stand out, draw some attention to that beautiful die cut sticker. So I'm grabbing this pale pink here and I'm going to make a banner shape to add my title to. Okay, so I have my banner and I placed that below the photo of myself, and I really like the way that breaks up that line of photos on the right side, and it really draws attention to that grouping. I really like this little Polaroid style frame here, and I think I'm going to use that for my journaling. That's kind of my idea, so that my journaling doesn't get lost on this page, because even if I use strip journaling, you wouldn't be able to see it. So I printed my journaling on some plain white cardstock into the size that I needed for my Polaroid opening there, and I'm just trimming that out so it's like an instant journaling spot, which I really love out of that sticker. There's a lot of things you could do with it, but I think journaling is a great idea to stick that there. I am a sucker for a typewriter font. I always use typewriter fonts in my journaling, and this hazel alphabet stamp from LA Studio is one of my favorites. One thing I like to do with my clear stamps is just to make sure that a word is going to fit in the space that I need it to fit in. So my title is going to say Celebrate COVID Style, and so I'm just laying out the alphabet stamps here to make sure my title is going to fit the way I have the idea in my mind. Now that I know the idea that I have works, I am using Lagoon ink from Close to My Heart, and I'm stamping COVID style underneath the Celebrate sticker. Now that I have the design of my page figured out, it's time to commit. So I'm using some scrapbook adhesives by 3L foam stickers to adhere these stars. And I love using these dimensional foam stickers because it pops up those stars and makes this layout look really fabulous. Now the stars that are on the right that may have something on top of them, you can leave those not popped up just so that your layout doesn't get too thick. I am also going to pop up some of the elements on the right as well. My photo there is getting some dimensional adhesive, and that's barely on top of those stars, so it's not extra thick. Celebrate is going to go across the layout, so I'm going to use tape roller on that star on the left and then add some dimensional adhesive on the right, just to make sure that it has extra dimension underneath that left side there. I've added a couple more as well. And then this little strip of teal pattern looks really great on this layout, so I kept that one in, and I'm adhering my photo underneath of it, this one using only tape runner. Okay, this is where I'm going to start grouping those elements together on the right side there to create that nice big photo and journaling area. So I'm putting the photo of my ramen. I'm going to stick that kind of at an angle to make it look nice and playful underneath my photo and that title banner. I decided to move my journaling tag down underneath of my title, but the problem I have is that the star underneath of it is the same pattern as the outline of the journaling tag. So I'm going to swap out these stars here so that I have a nice solid color underneath there, because that polka dot in the smaller version on top of the larger polka dot just wasn't working. It was too much to handle. So a nice solid star behind it works really well. These Close to My Heart sticker sheets always have so many awesome elements to add to any page, and I really love that cupcake. I love the little sayings. There's numbers on here, there's banners. I really love this banner. but I think it's just too much on top of the stars, too much pattern, too much color, and sometimes you need to say less is more. And so I'm going to stick with my stars, and I'm just going to add smaller elements on top of the stars. You want to keep the star shape so that you can visually see that grid there. This one down here is a great one for adding the date too. And because there's pattern already on the stars, you want to make sure that you don't go overboard, that you don't add too many things. One of the things that I love about scrapbooking is kind of stepping back and taking a look at the layout in the bigger picture once I'm done embellishing. And I usually tell myself to take away one thing because in the moment when you're creating, you're just grabbing all of these pretty things and embellishments that you love and different textures. And sometimes you need to walk away from it, take a step back, and then come back to it and see what can be edited. A lot of times, adding stickers on top of other elements that are the same color, like I did with that party time sticker on the navy blue star, is a great idea too, because it's less contrasting and doesn't overwhelm your eyes so much. Close to My Heart has some amazing sequins always, and so I'm using the gold ones here just to add a little bit of sparkle to the page. I also wanted to add some stickers around my title there just to make sure that that stood out. So I added the star and the party hat as well as some sequins too. I love scattering sequins on a layout. It really makes it feel finished and polished to me. I loved creating with the Party Time collection from Close to My Heart to record this COVID style birthday celebration. I hope you guys love this layout and I hope it inspires you to document your own birthday during 2020, no matter how different it may have been. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you'll follow me on my feed for more inspiration.